Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. And we are in Copperdale yet again. I have not built here too much. I built a high school and I built a bigger family home, but I wanted to build something a little bit smaller in kind of this town square area. I don't remember what the neighborhood is called, so please forgive me, but I was looking around at a lot of the shell homes that are in this area, and I kind of noticed that they weren't exactly bungalows per se, but I felt like a bungalow would really work in this space, like in this part of the world. So I found this image on Pinterest, which I will put on screen for you right now, and I decided to kind of adapt it a little bit to a shape that I found to my liking. Now the roofing was so freaking hard on this build, and I really struggled with the exterior because I felt like the roofing that I had to do to achieve this shape in the front really made for an odd looking house. Like I thought this house looked so freaking weird for a very long time. I think it took me maybe 3 days to actually build because I was just trying to sort out the exterior for so long. And then the interior presented its own challenges, as they always do, especially with odd-shaped houses. I consider this kind of an odd shape, at least just in The Sims, you know, not visually, but trying to map out a floor plan was so challenging for this home, but I really liked it. It's actually probably one of my favorite family homes that I've made this year. I'm not gonna say to date, I'm not gonna say of all time, but like this year. I just really like it. And I think the exterior, I just added a lot of detail and I loved the landscaping. I loved that I made another side yard, which I did with my, what's it called? I think it was like the very first autumnal build that I've done for the season, which by the way, I'm not even building in fall. So there goes the autumn thing. I'll pick up on it around like spooky season, but I was just really excited because I think this house looked the best in summer compared to fall. Like a lot of the landscaping I used just didn't look as appealing to me personally in fall. I actually did do that. I switched it to fall to try to take screenshots and immediately disliked it because all of the landscaping items that I chose did not look very great. So I switched it back to summer, but yeah, the shape is kind of coming together at this point. I wanted there to be a few little like bump out pieces. I wanted there to be I'm going to call it a side front door because it's not right in the front of the house. It's off to the side, which I thought was a little bit different. There is this front porch and then there's like a little side yard. And I think the side yard is super cute because there really wasn't room for a backyard at all because I think I added a small back porch. I don't think I put anything on the back porch now that I think about it. I actually can't remember if I did a back porch or if there are just dormers because the shape of this build changed so many times. And you can see I'm kind of like messing around with the shape here because it would look a little bit off if I changed something, you know, on the left-hand side, but then it looked a little bit off-putting on the right-hand side. It was just such a challenge to make this look the way that I wanted it to. And I knew the second that I chose the inspiration picture that it was going to be hard as well. Like automatically knew it, but you can see that we're now working on the fencing and starting on the landscaping. And I did change the color scheme. I just changed it to a plain white siding. I really liked it. I love the yellow flowers. They're my favorite. So it really helped the color pop against the white siding. And then I have like a soft brown roofing, which I think blended in pretty nicely to this world as well. But I did use this debug fence, these little kind of like grass bits from the debug menu from the high school years. And I think these shrubs were from Get-Together's debug menu, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm trying to use like different shrubs and things lately because that big boy right there, that thick one, I love that one from base game. I freaking love it. I would use it all day, every day if I could, but I tried to use some different ones from the base game debug menu, like this one here. I think it's technically maybe supposed to be a tree. I don't know, but I sized it down as much as I possibly could with the shift bracket key, and I thought it looked like a really nice shrub. You guys can of course be the judge of that, but I thought it looked really nice. And of course I wanted there to be a few trees on the slot to really shape it because it is kind of up against a foresty area. It's not like out in the woods, but there's definitely a ton of trees behind it, as well as the water tower, which I wanted to make sure was actually not blocked by the build, which is why the build is off to the right-hand side instead of the left-hand side. You see what I did there? I also didn't place too many outdoor activities. Now, I was envisioning the family that lived here. I think it's just 2 parents and their teen. That's it. So just a reasonably small family home. And since they have a teen, I didn't put, any kid activities because that would be, well, that wouldn't make sense. But of course, you can add whatever you would like. If you'd like to have a different kind of family dynamic here, you can add some more activities outside if you feel as though that is more appropriate. But I did just put, I want to say 2 gardening beds, like the boxes. I think even the ones from the Werewolves game pack, because they kind of look homemade or handmade, I should say, and I think they're really cute. But I think that's pretty much it. I think there's maybe a couple of seats like on the front porch so your Sims can sit there and chat out on the porch and kind of like just enjoy nature to the best of their ability while still getting some coverage. Oh, there is a back porch. Yeah, no, I did do a back porch and 2 dormers. I don't think I put anything on the back porch, you guys. I really don't think I did. So I would recommend like putting a grill out there or something, maybe a telescope, whatever you feel is appropriate, whatever you want there, whatever works. But I completely forgot to decorate the back porch. That is so embarrassing. You're in the middle of a voiceover and you're like, wait a minute. I don't think I furnished this part of the whole freaking build. Whatever, you know what? I'm going to leave it up to you guys. You can put whatever you'd like there. But we were just wrapping up some of the details on the exterior. I did want to use these. Wait a minute. I called them crisscross applesauces last time I put them on a build, so pause. I know that's not what they're called. Trellises? Is this the appropriate word? Is that the right word? But I tried to put some on the side of the house thinking that the teen might want to sneak out at some point. I mean, this is what some teens do. And that was a great aspect of gameplay that we got with the high school years back. So I wanted to make sure that you could do it. And then here are the 2 seats out on the front porch, which is fairly sparse, I'll say. It's not heavily decorated or anything like that. I was really trying to make sure that the porch didn't seem super cramped because I don't know if you all have noticed this, but my porches are typically 2 tiles wide. Now, when you add flower boxes, everything ends up looking super, super cramped if you put too many things. That's just in my opinion, of course, because I usually find, for me, I feel super uncomfortable making 3 tile wide porches because I feel like they look too big, but then when other people do it, I'm like, wow, that looks great. They're pretty typical. But anyway, that's why I didn't really decorate the porch too much, but I also added some debug rocks, some other random flowers here and there just to kind of spice things up a little bit. I did find these really pretty, and I think I actually used them in another build recently. What are they called? The flower pots. And I put them out front off camera with some other debug flowers in them. I thought they looked really cute, but we're on to the interior. Now again, this floor plan gave me a huge headache. I knew that some of the rooms were going to feel disproportionate, I'll say. I felt as though the dining room was way too big compared to the kitchen, but I think I ended up making it work. And I didn't have as much space in this home as I originally thought I did, so the floor plan took me maybe like a day or 2 to figure out, which was kind of shocking. But anyway, this is the living room, and I was originally going to go with a very like black and white and gray color scheme. It is a color scheme that I've wanted to do for a little while now, and I really wanted to find a way to do it. But I started out with like blues and neutral tones because I was kind of thinking, well, I don't really know where to start with the color scheme that I want to do, so maybe I'll just do something kind of cutesy. But once I started laying out this living space, I love the cats and dogs couches and this rug and the fireplace from Parenthood, but it felt like something that I had done too recently. And that's the key. Too recently, I felt like I had done this. Can I pinpoint where? No, of course not, because I haven't done it too recently. I just get in my own head. But I didn't really like how it was looking because it wasn't what I was originally going for. So you are going to see me change things around, but completely off camera. I think you might see it in passing as we work on some of the other spaces, and you'll definitely see it in the screenshots, but the layout stays the same. And I just wanted this to be a big, open, cozy living room with the stairs being right at the front entryway and having so many windows in the living room because I think there's 3 big ones in the front. I just knew I wasn't going to have a lot of wall space, and laying out this space was going to be really difficult, so I'm glad I found a way to do it, but the floor plan was a little bit awkward to begin with. I really, really do like how it ended up coming out. I loved having this little nook for the bookcase as well. I didn't do that intentionally. It was kind of an awkward piece of the living space, but I thought that that was a great way to utilize the space all in all. And I actually really like that you just walk right into the living room like this. I feel like that's what a lot of my builds do. But since this is a side entrance, it just felt really different to me, and I don't know why. I'm trying to like pinpoint why it felt so different, but I really can't. And now this is me actually swapping out some of the swatches to kind of go with a more monotoned color scheme. Again, that I kind of sort of stick with, but not really. I think the major change that I actually bring to this build and the color scheme is the walls. I think I changed the walls to kind of that pale blue instead of this tan to at least bring a little bit of color to the interior, because I went almost a little bit too gray and white for my liking personally. Some folks absolutely love it, and you can change whatever swatches you like. You can do whatever you like with this build. But yeah, I wanted to change it up just a little bit. And now this is going to be the dining room. I wanted to make sure that I had enough space for all of the seats and the dining table that I wanted before deciding this was the dining space and not making it into a kitchen. I felt like as a kitchen it would be a bit odd because it would be extremely open, especially with the back door right there. So I'm glad I was able to make it a dining room. And I loved these chairs from high school years. I really like those chairs. I've now used them 2 or 3 times in a build, and I don't see myself stopping because they're actually pretty versatile. And they're like just, well, I'm not going to say fancy, but they're just fancy, I am going to say it, enough to use in like a formal dining room, in my opinion, or at a breakfast table. I feel like they're versatile in that way. You could all disagree with me, but that is definitely how I see them. And we're pretty much almost done decorating the dining room. I did put this little china cabinet over here from Cottage Living. There's the little console table that's decorated, and then just a painting on the wall because I didn't feel the need to clutter up every single corner of the room, just like 3 out of 4, like most of them, as I typically do. And now that I think about it, it would actually have been really pretty in this back room and the dining room. Now you can do this if you would like. Of course, you can do whatever you'd like, but maybe using the archway/door thing from the industrial loft kit would be really nice, especially in the summer. I only say that because like maybe spring, summer, or fall, because technically it doesn't quote unquote close. Like it doesn't open and close like a door, but it would be really, really nice out on the back porch. That's something that you could do if you wanted to. I don't know, just an idea. But here is the kitchen. Now, I did choose this swatch of the Parenthood countertops with the gray wood because I was trying to bring that gray color throughout the entire build, but I feel as though it was almost a little bit too dark. It was a little bit too dark, and I think alongside this kind of like softer beige tone of the countertops, I just personally didn't like how it was fitting in with everything else. So I do change it to the white swatch of the counters and overhead cabinets. And I thought that looked a lot better. I think you'll only see it in the screenshots. I can't remember if I do it on camera. Again, I did this over the course of a couple days. And when you start and stop like that, sometimes it's easy to get lost in what you ended up recording or not recording. Because actually, if you guys also make videos, or if you know someone who makes videos, do you only record what you wish to include in your video, or do you record everything that you do and then chop it up? Because I only record what I want in the video, which is likely why it takes me so long to record videos sometimes. I don't chop up anything. I really just have like a start and stopping point where I leave maybe a couple seconds. That way I know where to cut things, but then I just piece everything together and voila, you have a video. That's how I kind of proceed. But we are cluttering the kitchen as we speak, and there is of course one countertop to prep meals. I keep forgetting you can do the cook together interaction, so if you wanted your Sims to be able to cook together, you might have to clear off another countertop, but maybe you could get rid of the coffee grinder and espresso machine that I just placed over in the other corner with just a regular coffee machine and open up one of those countertops if that's what you wanted to do. But I thought it was kind of a nice opportunity to create I'm going to call it a coffee corner with the espresso machine, because I don't typically place those items just because they're so big and take up so much space. But here you can see that I have changed all the wallpapers to that nice blue just to add some color and life to this entire build. And then this is going to be the downstairs full bathroom. It is very long and awkward, so I added a few decoration pieces here and there, and of course had a shower tub combo because I had the space. But even though it's kind of oblong, I think there's still a lot of room in this bathroom. It doesn't feel too cramped, at least in my opinion. Maybe it does for you, but I don't know, maybe you could get rid of some of these more clutter items that I placed there as well. But now we are moving on to the upstairs. So this is again for a family of 3. So there are 2 bedrooms And I believe there's an additional bathroom upstairs. I want to say it's an ensuite to the primary bedroom, but I could be incorrect. I know it's just in the hallway. That would make more sense. It's just in the hallway. Because if it was an ensuite to the primary bedroom, then in theory, I wasn't thinking that the team would use it, which means they'd have to go all the way downstairs to like shower and go to the bathroom, which would kind of be a pain. But this is going to be the parents' bedroom, the primary bedroom. And I really liked this bed from high school years. I loved this like kind of like softer sandy wood that I was going for. And I really liked the comforter, but it was starting to look almost a little bit too contemporary for my liking. And I wanted it to be a little bit more traditional and kind of cozy. And I'm not going to say rustic because I don't think that's necessarily appropriate, but I do swap out the bed to the one from Cats and Dogs because maybe this room has a little bit more of a coastal theme than some of the other spaces in the home because of those lights that I hung over the side tables, which I thought was a nice way to kind of change up a bedroom a little bit. I haven't done that in a really, really long time, if ever. Maybe I haven't even done that in a video on the channel, I don't know. But maybe just building for myself, I've done that before instead of putting the lamps on the side tables. And I think it looks really, really nice, especially these. I don't get to use these hanging lights from Cats and Dogs too often, so it was kind of nice to use them here. I also did add a dresser, well, 2 dressers technically, and a closet. I don't think the closet is blocked, but I know that you can access the dressers, so that's nice. I do swap out these side tables as well to the ones that match from Cats and Dogs, and I do use the gray tone, which I thought was really pretty. And then this is going to be the little hallway. I end up just putting like a painting, a mirror, and I think a rug. And this is going to be the upstairs bathroom. I thought this was going to be the perfect spot for a bathroom too because of that little dormer. I put a dresser, which I don't think I've done in a bathroom ever either. I thought it was such a good idea, thinking that it's kind of like where they keep their linens and things. But if you want a sense of realism, maybe before they get in the shower, you have them change into a towel with the dresser, or if they come out of the shower wearing an outfit that you don't like, they can just use that dresser right there. I was trying to add a sense of realism to showering in The Sims, which is odd to say, but I don't know. I thought it was a good idea. And then this is going to be the teens room, and I went with a very like pink, soft purple, and I think some blues as well in this room. It's not exactly boho. There are definitely some contemporary elements, but I did use, finally, these boho curtains from the high school years back because I haven't used them yet, mainly because I think they're really big. And this style of boho, that's not really fair to say because I don't know how many styles there are, but boho style, I do enjoy it, but for some reason in The Sims, I don't enjoy making rooms that are boho style. But I tried to carry in some of those elements into this room because I thought it would be kind of a nice touch and a little bit different. And of course, it's one of the main styles that we did get for decorating teens rooms, so I wanted to give it a shot. But I will actually leave you all here. I will leave you with the screenshots, but I hope you all enjoyed this build. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
In a spin again, and my heart won't let me begin to see I've got nothing to win. My words, they mean nothing, and I lie where I can, and I lie down beside you. I see why you can't understand me, but now I'm gone. My head's in a spin.